Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of WIP FM 113.0, organized by IEEE Power and Energy Society Young Professionals Women in Power. We have seen a lot of experienced people and young professionals who have made tremendous contributions and significant achievements in their lives. There might have been a strong force that helped them in their journey, or there may not be any. But when you get that force, you'll definitely move forward. And today, we have one such person who can be that force and create the spark within you, with always wearing a smiling face. She's an energy enthusiast, supporter of Women in STEM, and a member of International Association of Engineers, ESOF Euroscience, Women in Renewable Energy, Energy Institute, and Scientific Council Working Group on Alternative and Renewable Energy Sources under Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences. Okay, that's a long list. She's currently working as an electrical coordinator at SAIPEM and also doing her PhD in Azerbaijan Scientific Research and Design Prospecting Power Engineering Institute. It's my pleasure to welcome Aynur Mahmudova to this talk show. Welcome, Aynur.
Thank you very much, Preeti. Very nice introduction about me.
Yeah, I think
Thank
that
you very
introduction
much.
is very well suited.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
always have that smiling face.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it's very great opportunity for me, and I'm honored to be here. And of course, working with you and IEEE Young Professionals Society. So it's very great to be here. Thank you very much once again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ainur. Uh, it's really a happy moment for me, to be frank. Right.
Yeah, for me as well.
So I know you, but then our listeners may not be knowing you completely. So you know yourself better than anybody else. So would you mind giving a brief introduction about yourself, like touching upon your educational, cultural background, your family?
Yes, of course, why not? So I was born in 1991 in Azerbaijan in a simple Azerbaijani family, and I grew up under, let's say, closely to Islamic cultural country. So and more close to the East culture. So mostly women in my family, they were engineers, my mother, my elder sister. So I think they have also their effect on me when I choose my background being an engineer. But I never had in my mind to be like in energy sector, to be like electrical engineer, nothing like this. But it's some kind, let's say, by accident, I choose this engineering background. My family always wanted to see me as a doctor, but this was not my dream actually.
Two
Yeah,
different poles.
yeah, absolutely. But then when I choose electrical engineering, when I was in a first course at the university, I get some small scholarship because I had a high score in the entrance exams. So it was like an ignition for my, let's say, career way towards to my career way. So I saw that there is like, I feel like appreciation. So that's why I try to work on myself. I saw that even if they appreciate my high score, they will further appreciate me. So I work too much on myself, and the main thing that was motivating me, it was my group mates. All everybody in my group, they were study good very well. So it was like we have like small competition between ourselves that who is better in this exam, who is, let's say, hero, something like this. So that's why I always study. I work a lot on myself, and every time during my study years, I get small scholarships monthly, and whenever I get this scholarship, I put on my study further, like this. So I graduated from Azerbaijan State Oil Academy. Now they changed their name, but I mean, I studied their bachelor and master degree, and afterwards, now I'm in a PhD level, trying to finish it because here it's a bit difficult. I ask also my network. they are telling that in different countries the process is different. But now I already finished 4 year in PhD, but
Okay.
still, yeah, still need to get some innovation so that you can graduate as a PhD. So I hope by the end of this year, this is my target, at least to have
Okay.
some,
Yeah, I think
99% of it.
okay, but I think usually the PhD course is for 5 years at least, isn't it? Especially when you are taking it along with your work.
Yeah, here it is 4 year. In 4 years, you need to finish, but it can continue until you are done. It can be 10 years, even 15 years. I know people, they are like in the 10th year of the, until no, you can't be my example. So we'll
Yes,
see what will
celebrating 10-year
happen.
anniversary.
Yeah, yeah, this can be like, we'll see what will happen till the end of year.
Wishing you all the best in the beginning itself.
Thank you.
So yeah, you talked about your PhD, but then you're also working at SAIPEM. Or how has been your professional journey? You took your bachelor's and master's together, I suppose. But after that, like, how did you end up in this electrical sector core?
Yeah, actually, I started to work when I was in the first class at the university, because our main oil company, the state oil company of Azerbaijan Republic, they are giving opportunity to the students to have a paid internship. So you are like, usual worker there. So that's why it was a great opportunity for me there. But you need to pass several exams in order to get this opportunity to work. So you need to have a higher GPA, this kind of stuff, exam scores, good.
Would have been
So
easy for you.
no, yeah. Yeah, that's why. And in during summer, I worked there in oil refineries, actually here also in Azerbaijan. So twice I get this opportunity to work. So I already see what electricians and electrical engineers are doing, trying to get into working process, all this teamwork, not only let's say professional skills, but I was getting also the soft skills, let's say. And of course, it was the first time when I get this suspicious around to towards a woman engineer. So of course it was challenging. I was like 18 years old, and people around, they are older than me, and you see that they want to tell you that, sometimes they tell, but sometimes they keep in themselves that why she's coming, what she's doing
Giving
here. I mean,
it
this is oil refinery. I mean, everywhere is this industrial enterprise. Everywhere is dirty. We have the coveralls in summer season. I mean, they sometimes ask this, but for me it was like, I was happy to be there. So I feel that I'm on the right way in my career. So I continue like this. So it was like two refineries where I worked during my bachelor study period. But then I went to the elevator and escalator business, because they were looking for the project engineer. I think that let me just try how I will be in another sector, not like energy sector. It was also a very nice experience, because whenever you see the big projects, the skyscraper buildings where you have your project done, this is very inspiring. And when you just go inside the elevator, where the one that you gave the project of it, all the
I
drawings,
totally
yeah,
agree to it. I have the same experience when I see wind farms getting constructed for the
yeah.
assessment which I have done. Like, it's a very contented feeling that you have.
Yeah, it's very inspiring, really. And the elevator, you know, that you go inside and you go up, it's another, really another feeling. So I worked there 3 years. I never regret about my experience there, but uh, I mean, due to company, let's say, bankrupt, let's say, yeah, I was obliged to go out from there. And then after my marriage, I had the opportunity to go to SAIPEM. But despite the fact that I have almost like 4 years of experience in international and together with a local company, I started at SAIPEM as an intern 6 years ago. So I never mind this because, the business, the sector was different. The elevator business, it has nothing to do with SAIPEM oil and gas. So it was like, yeah, for me, it was like downgrade, but still I accepted it. And now I really don't regret because now I'm an electrical coordinator, the department head almost. So
Okay.
that's why it's very good. Now I'm in SAIPEM. I will tell you about briefly about what I'm doing there. We are transporting the gas from the Shahtanis field. Shahtanis field is one of the largest gas condensate field in the world. So the gas explored from there and produced from there, we are transporting to another countries. So what we are doing there, in order to transport this gas from the exploration platform, we are doing subsea construction. This can be pipelines, this can be umbilicals, this can be different, let's say, electrical cables. We are doing all these heating cables. So to do this subsea installation, SAIPEM use subsea construction vessels. So we have several vessels. This can be diving, subsea construction vessel, pipeline vessel. And what I do there, every time when the ship lays the pipe, let's say, for this they are using a lot of project equipment. And it depends on the pipe size, umbilical, the equipment always change. So when they are mobilizing different equipment to the ship, they're mobilizing and put another equipment, this kind of stuff. And this ship always need to be upgraded, improved, maintained. So all the electrical work in the ship related to these activities, I'm the focal point of it. For example, they are telling that today we have a new HBU. I will tell you a simple example. So how we need to integrate, which kind of cable we need to pull to that HPU, where we need to put, which kind of, let's say, consumables require, is it suitable for work, this kind of things, and all the electrical stuff is related to me. And I have one junior engineer under me and one field electrical supervisor who is actually following the activities on the field. But I'm the one supervising, arranging all this job, talking to different subcontractors, supporting supply chain and procurement process, everything. And we are the one asset and operation department. I'm in asset department. We need
Okay.
to work with all the departments. You can't say like this. My job is only to calculate the cable size. It's not like this. You need to work with document control, supply chain, cost control, everything. You need to coordinate because your project needs to be in the scheduled deadline, within the budget. That's why,
I can
and
imagine.
yeah, and very well arranged. And since the work is in the ship, you need to like consider also environmental condition. It's not like, yeah, you pull the cable and that's it. You need to protect it.
And the job is
Like,
done.
everything is specialized, everything is marine, everything need to be specifically certified. I don't know how it is in your business actually. For sure, there are also some constraints, some like this, that you need to be certified for sure for the certain environment. So like this is what I'm doing in SAIPEM.
Looks like a tough job, but then I can see you are enjoying it really well.
For sure.
Well, and when you mentioned about the subsea cables, this reminded me about the offshore wind farms where we are also again trying to have this subsea cables for transporting the electricity. So It's our
Yeah,
internet, right?
exactly. Exactly. And now in Azerbaijan, there is one project signed with one company that they are going to install wind turbines in the Caspian Sea. And we are in the shore of the Caspian Sea. So Azerbaijan is implementing this project. So I don't know yet who is going to do the subsea installation, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, we'll see. But will be very interesting. I'm very interested also on this part because my PhD research is related to renewables, whereas I work in oil and gas. So I know also this
It's going to be
part.
a mixture of things for you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You said you have to manage quite a lot of stakeholders, be it on this side or that side, and you have been in this industry or at least with SAIPEM for the past 6 years. So, have you come across any instances of conflicts in your organization? I mean, you don't have to name it actually, but like certain instances, and
Yeah,
if
of
so, how
course.
do you manage them?
Of course, if I tell you that no, there is no conflict, it wouldn't be like a correct answer. Yeah, of course there are, and especially they are becoming um, like there are conflicts because people are mostly stressed due to strict deadlines, and there are a lot of simultaneous operation at the same time. Imagine that you need to pull the cable and there is lifting on top of your head, and of course you need to follow the HEC rules that you can't work under lifting operation. So there are a lot of simultaneous operations. There are welding going there just nearby your cable. So you need uh, to arrange all this stuff in order to avoid the conflicts. Of course, conflicts are happen, but usually what I do, I'm trying to understand. Of course, we are also sometimes stressed or feel under pressure that there is a deadline, we need to complete this job, something like this, but trying to approach individually. If there is a person doing this, just maybe avoid him, or I mean, trying to avoid this situation in order not, because we are working all together. It's if in this project we will become more, let's say, bad to each other, then tomorrow in another project is will be also complicated to work together. So trying to somehow manage, but there is no method like, yeah, I follow this method and everything was good. There is nothing like this. The conflicts are individually happen and depends on the person, and depends on your condition. On that time you are trying to manage, just to keep the emotions aside and teamwork together.
But at least I'm happy that you're able to manage all the things effectively. That's quite important, and it's quite good as well.
Yeah, of course, and some mostly our subcontractors, they are men, they are electricians under you, and when they first came, they don't want to accept you as a supervisor, or they are, I mean, this kind of things always happen. But then I trying to be more patient toward to them, and then they see that no, you are giving a correct tasks, and then everything is becoming good. It's just 1 2 days on the project. It takes 1 2 days for the subcontractor to know you, but in when you come just to the new work, yeah, it can take time to people to see your I mean, to be sure on your knowledge, and afterwards they accept you as a real engineer.
Yeah, you can taste the history.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know you said like you are doing your PhD. You are also taking care of your work. But usually, what we have seen is people who are pursuing PhD are more towards the research side, or at least the academic side.
Mhm.
We do have people from the industries who are undertaking PhD, but then it's not that common. So, what was the motivation for you to undertake this PhD along with your career, and how are you able to manage both these things?
Yeah, this is because when I finished my masters, and after marriage I start to work, and after work I saw that there is some gap. You know, like you because I study a lot during my master's and bachelor degrees, and I see that now I feel a bit like empty place in my life, that I need to fill it with my, again, theoretical books, again, to study about engineering. And I start to get some webinars there. But I saw that no, it's like it needs to be like not one daily webinar. The process needs to be continuously. So I started to get interested in PhD level, and there was one tutor that he's a president of scientific academy here, and I saw him in one international conference, and he told me that come to our academy to study PhD, and our university, this energy power engineering institute, is located under scientific academy. So he motivates me to come to them, let's say, to study PhD, to take a PhD level. So I get entrance exams, and somehow I'm, I'm
Again,
here,
by accident.
but again by accident. But it is because the motivation was to fill the gap that I feel only working, to only work and home to work
I think we are
from
on the
home.
same page.
It's very regular for me. So in order to make my life more interesting, and of course I'm a lifelong learner, so to make my learning process official, I get this PhD entrance exam, and I hope by this year I will finish it. But after that, I don't know if there will be again this gap. But
Postdoc.
yeah, and how I'm going to feel it. But for now, I don't feel this gap, so we'll see. We'll see.
At least for 4 years, you didn't fail, and for the next 1 year also, you'll be completely occupied. And I can see myself in you, but I am yet to enroll in a PhD course. It's not
Yeah, yeah.
official.
But now I think that I will be working more hard for the organizations like IEEE, Women in Renewable Energy, this kind of stuff. Then I can like concentrate on that organization, make more values to them, make more, to work together for the same target, to get more opportunities, or just travel, I don't know, to different conferences or summits, something like this. Now I just think about.
Yeah, you can start with the.
Yeah,
You
yes.
have 1 year.
Yes.
So I know you mentioned there were a couple of instances in the organization or otherwise where you had to manage a lot of things,
Yes.
and getting women into the energy sector is not very much acceptable by men, especially in certain countries. So, what's your view on women's representation in the energy sector? Like, what could be done to motivate young female engineers to take up a role in this sector?
Yeah, of course, here in our country also there is like such a mentality that mostly, I wouldn't say usually, I mean, in all the cases, it's not like this, but mostly they don't accept women engineers, or it takes time to accept. Nowadays, they are becoming more, people's mind change, they are becoming more, let's say, uh, more open-minded to women engineers, but still there is, this
Yeah.
this mentality. I mean, they are trying to pull back them, the engineers in the woman in engineer sector. But how we can motivate? I mean, to be honest, I'm doing a lot. In order to motivate young girls to select this background, to be an engineer, because energy sector is always under improvement. There are a lot of places of work there, comparing with another sectors. And here and also in the world, I see that there are a lot of societies, and every day they are becoming more, and a lot of sponsors who are supporting these societies in order they can make a lot of programs for the young women to motivate them, to inspire, or to make them to select these positions, not only in energy sector but also other sectors. But from my side, I'm just doing the volunteering for all the local societies and global societies, uh, as much as I can, let's say, in order to support them. And usually when they write to me from the social media, even men write me in from social media, I never keep their messages unanswered. I always try to answer as soon as possible, guide them as much as I can. I mean, even they call me, I'm giving to them my work number. They are calling, I'm just talking to them, I'm spending time. But for me, it's a pleasure if I can help to somebody, if I can motivate somebody. It's very nice for me. I mean, I'm also motivated by myself. So like this, I think that the people like us, we just need to work for the societies. We need to volunteer for the societies in order to reach more people. Yeah.
And I think, especially with the girls, they should be given proper guidance right from their schooling rather than
Yeah.
going to a college and then telling them what to do. I think a proper mentorship from the schooling itself would help bridge this gap.
Yeah, here we are doing programs. There is one society, Azerbaijani Women in Science. They are doing these programs for the school, and also in different regions, not only in the capital of the city, because here the people's mind are different. More they are more open. They can select this background, but in regions the mentality is more strict. So even there are families that they don't allow their daughters to go to school even. So there are still these kind of families in Azerbaijan, in some villages in our region. So, but here there is a societies like this who is going even till their house. They can go and knock the door. Why your daughter doesn't go to school? I mean,
Okay.
not like strict, but they are just uh, keep asking the society, keep to do the trainings at schools, also for the parents. Last time I saw one that they are doing for the fathers, daughter fathers.
That's a very good,
Yeah, yeah,
that's a
very
very
good
good
program.
program.
Yeah, of course, you can tell me that what if they don't attend? But there was a lot of attendees there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
very
at
good.
least even if you inform one person, I believe that they are informing another two. So you can reach more people like this by working for the societies. So we need to volunteer a lot for the societies to reach more people. This is, I mean, what I think for the motivation of other young girls.
And that's very nice of you to have this selfless service attitude for promoting this. And I mean, you don't see such kind of attitude in most of the people. It's quite
Hmm.
less. Everybody does something in return, which is not
Yes.
the case. That should be the way it's working. But I really appreciate your selfless attitude towards promoting at least the educational part, and that's very important. And
Yeah, of course, you need to work for the society also. You need to give back something, whatever you have learned from them. You need to give back for sure. Yes.
yeah, suppose imagine like after hearing your speech, the
Hmm.
students get motivated and they enter into the energy sector. So What should the young female engineers be careful about when they step into this sector?
Let me think.
Was that a hard question?
No, they just, I think that they just need not to be careful, but they just need to be fearless.
Mm,
Because if you fear of something, if you have some doubt in yourself, if you are not confident about you as an engineer, you can be like, you just enter to that field, you are just in the energy sector, you just need to have a target that you want to be an engineer, and that's it. Whatever the obstacle you have in your way, you just, you don't need to be fear of, otherwise you will go back of this obstacle. You just need to be confident that yes, I will pass this level as well. Of course you will have also failures on this way, but you need to keep going. This is what I think, this is what everybody is telling, but uh, this is what it needs to be. I mean, you need to work hard toward your targets, to be fearless and confident. Whenever you are confident, people respect your choices, really respect you as an engineer if you are confident.
yeah.
Yeah, I think this is, yeah, you don't need to be careful. I think there is nothing like you need to be careful on the career way. Just go, go.
Yeah, and I think this is where you need the constant push from someone like a
Yeah,
mentor. So
yes.
you have been a mentor, you have been a mentee. So do you think it is important to have a mentor in your life to help you in your professional or personal growth? So
Yes,
and also,
yes.
how was your experience like being a mentor and a mentee? Obviously, you would have had different experiences, but what was the learning from both?
Yeah, for sure, you need to have a mentor, because yeah, I have attended in She for Her program, and thanks again to you for this initiative and IEEE Young Professionals for this great program. Yeah, it helped. I mean, thanks to this program, I understood how the officially mentoring, how it is very complicated. Yeah, very responsible job, really, but it was very exciting program, and my mentee Juliana, we still keep in touch almost yeah, almost every day.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, and I hope that we will have a bit progress towards our professional way. We are working on it, and I hope soon you will you will hear a nice news about us. So we are working together very hard, and thanks to her for her, let's say, motivation to work me towards again. And yeah, when I was like in She for Her program as a mentor, I was a mentee in another program where I wanted to get a professional qualification as an engineer. And to learn all this process, I had a mentor, of course. And yeah, of course, I think that now, even now, I need a mentor, of course, towards my career way, because unless you have a target, if you have a target, you always need a supporter near you, the person who guide you towards your target. And I'm very sad that, let's say, 10 years ago, I didn't have a mentor, because there was no program like this. Mentors, coach, they are just becoming modern now. This profession
Yeah,
is
this is
becoming
like,
modern now. Yeah.
yeah, very common. And just now, like I think 2 or 3 days back, another Power and Energy Society mentorship program has been initiated. They have
Ah,
called for
really?
mentors and mentees.
I didn't see the advertisement.
It's not from the best young professionals. It's from
Ah,
the
okay.
main Power and Energy Society.
Ah,
I
okay,
just
okay.
posted today.
Yeah, I didn't see, but it's very nice. I always tell to the even I'm talking to a lot of people and the women. I'm telling them that you need to use this opportunity, because if I had a mentor like myself, let's say, I'm not talking only about myself, like you or other IEEE members or another professionals in this sector, if I have these mentors 10 years ago, I think I would be much more successful, even more successful than now, because yeah, there is always people that you need an advice from them. Even if my mother and sister, they were engineers, I could never get an advice from them, because they are like, if they uh, if they are working in this business, they are just working. They are not so much like uh, I need to work, I need to have targets, I need to have goals, I need to go there, so here. They are not like this. They are going like work and then coming back to home. So that's why you need somebody to keep your motivation high.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I get your point.
Yeah,
Now I should be starting the search for a mentor.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said you would like to motivate young girls or engineers towards having a career in this sector. So, uh, are there any kind of activities that you are involved in right now in order to support this?
Yeah, I'm working with women in renewable energy, and we are trying to we are working on the plans to get some program done for the women, especially. And now it's just a plan. But then the only thing that I can do is just work to this for the societies, and for the IEEE and women in energy, women in engineering. I'm also member of them, and whenever there is a, let's say, any program, I always apply there. So to have some, let's say, my input also there. So whenever they invite, I always attend. Whenever you invite, I always attend. Yeah, this is the only thing that I can do. But personally, I always support people who is just, as I say, who is just approaching me, who is asking for the guideline. I never ever turn back. I always try to help, and even I'm going back to them to ask what happened to you after our last conversation. So I'm
Okay,
checking.
now you're
Yeah, I'm
becoming a teacher.
checking. Yeah, yeah, I'm following, following to know what happened, because for me it's also like, uh, it's also good for my improvement. I just want to know how was my advice, how was the effect of my advice. Did they really use this opportunity, or just they give up? I just want to see this. I want to know how many people I can inspire. So for me it's also like evaluation of myself, self-evaluation, let's say. Yeah, this is what I can do. Even for
That's
the
good.
IEEE, when I saw that there is no chapter in our universities, I started to go there. I started to meet with the university directors and the tutors that I know. I tell to them about IEEE benefits, that let's open a chapter here, let's to have more members here, but there is always lack of interest. So
It can be hard to convince people who are hearing this for the first time.
yeah, it's very difficult to convince people, and I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I hope in future there will be more members in IEEE from Azerbaijan. I want to see them in the societies, but unfortunately, I can't see yet.
Well, you can again be the change for them. But how was your entry to IEEE? Like, how do you know about this organization, and how how did you become a member, or I should say a volunteer right now?
Yeah, I know about this society, but never joined. But IEEE was the first society that I joined as a volunteer, let's say, as a member. It was first society. After IEEE, I started to join another societies, and this is because my first experience is Powering the Future Summit. It was very successful. That's why it motivates me to work more for IEEE, and also I started to be interested for another chapters. And my main aim there is always my target to represent my country. Yeah, to represent my country. I want to see also the name of my country between the others. So yeah, that's why I joined. Yeah, when I see that there is a call for ambassadors for Powering the Future Summit, and I saw that there are the subjects like renewables, electrical vehicles, something like this. So it's going to be a grand summit. So it was very interesting for me, and I think I'm very lucky that I was selected as an ambassador, and then it was like very successful ending. I was star ambassador, you know this, and then she for her program, and then there was another one. Yes, I have been selected for the Region 8 representative. I'm working with them very hard for another regional summit to be somewhere in July. So
Okay.
yeah, it was very nice, and I'm happy to be a part of IEEE. And whenever I see the people around me, I always tell about benefits of IEEE and trying to encourage more members to join. And yeah, like this.
I think we don't need a membership development coordinator there for Azerbaijan. You can take up that role.
Yes, I can, but I don't know. I need a couple of team members at least here.
Yeah.
Maybe if even two, even two students or members, they will be more than enough for me to get more members
Yeah,
here.
I think you can try from the university itself where you're doing your PhD. So start an orientation program and give that momentum of within you to them.
Yeah, actually, my tutor in PhD, he is a member of IEEE, but he's not actively participating. He's just reading the newspapers and articles and using IEEE to get some articles from there, some yeah, to be let's say up to date with his knowledge together with IEEE, because IEEE is the one they are publishing most recent scientific articles. So he's just reading. Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of a personal benefit, but then
yes,
you're going for a global benefit.
yeah,
You could
yes,
collaborate and then come up with that. Like, yeah,
yes,
maybe
yeah,
an orientation program would help you in achieving this initial target of yours. Like, inspire more members.
yeah. I don't know. I need to still work. I think after PhD completion, I can more concentrate on this. Uh, I, I mean, and be successful like this. Yeah, I know. We'll see.
I can see like the amount of time that you're trying to spend for these organizations, and it's not just IEEE that you're part of. You're also
Yeah.
associated with the IAENG, the Euroscience Energy Institute. So, how is that role different from what you're doing in IEEE? So, how was your contribution towards the mission and vision
Yeah.
of those organizations?
Yeah, they are all different, you know. For example, for IEEE, as a Region 8 representative, I'm working as a part of preparation team for the summit, and I will work further also, I believe, for the Powering the Future Summit 2022, hopefully.
Yeah,
So
I am so.
yeah, and for some of them, I mean, I'm preparing like marketing, video, promotional videos in the social media. Whatever I can do as a volunteer, I'm doing from my side, like preparation, some check sheets, this kind of stuff, attending in some weekly meetings. But for another, let's say, for International Association of Engineers, there I'm a member of them because I'm publishing my articles in this society. I'm attending in their conferences, more research side, let's say, and they're also, let's say, indexed in Scopus, Web of Science, the one that we need for our research purpose. Another, let's say, for Energy Institute, I'm a member of Energy Institute because I want to get a professional qualification. Of course, IEEE, as I know, it's also a professional body that gives the qualification. But I had a mentor from Energy Institute, so I know their guideline. I'm more familiar with their guideline for the professional qualification. So that's why I'm a member of them, and going further in, step by step in the levels of qualification. So they're all different. And to work with all of them together, I just prioritize. I just give I put it in a timeline. For example, this week I have a meeting with Preeti, for example. And that's why now, since we are in a live streaming, you are a priority for me. And
Okay, thanks. Thank you for prioritizing me.
and then on the 9th of June, I have a meeting with Women in Renewable Energy Canada Association. So I'm just trying to make a timeline for them and not to overload myself, of course, because in that case it will be very boring, because if you are overloading, it doesn't give you any joy. So
Exactly.
that's why all this need to, because it's volunteering. It's not like there is strict deadline for something. That's why yeah it's very good when you put in the timeline, when you have a planned date, and that's it. In that case, you are not overloaded. Instead, you are getting inspired when you can do something for others, especially in the global range.
Yeah, and that can have a significant impact rather than just talking to one or two people.
Yeah, for
And
sure, for sure.
your role in the International Association of Engineers, I think it can be related somewhat similar to the impact creator role in IEEE.
Mm.
So, as an impact creator, what you are mainly doing is you contribute to the IEEE transmitter and also the relevant media by writing articles on your area of expertise. So, I was
Okay.
also fortunate to be one of the impact creators back in 2020. I got it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever there is an opportunity to write an article related to renewable energy or the streams related to renewable energy, I would be getting that opportunity. They would be calling for the articles, and a couple of times I've had the opportunity to get my article published as well. So uh, it could
Okay.
be related. When you said about your experience with that international association, like I was, yeah, it is somewhat related. Maybe you could try in this impact creator role as well. So,
Yeah, maybe, because actually I didn't know how you need to get it. But to be honest, I mean, since I know you, I think that you don't need any name on you, on a signature, that you are an impact creator, because you are really the one. So, I mean, you are a real impact creator, I think.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's actually an official role that you hold in IEEE.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm very happy for you. Yes. Yeah. You are a hero.
But since you're part of all these organizations, like how can young engineers identify such organizations and contribute to it? It may not be known commonly to people out there, isn't it? So, and how does this involvement with these organizations help in your professional development? Like
Yeah,
in your case, it's like totally
yeah.
different.
I think this all via the network, because all this advertisement I see from the social media and in the LinkedIn, let's say. I'm following a lot of professionals in energy sector, and whenever, for example, the they put they are writing like some posts that they attend in some conference, they join some society. Whenever I see this, I'm trying to just get information. Which kind of society is it? Can I join? Is it only for professionals? What they are doing? What is the benefits? I'm trying to learn, and this is only and this is I get only by following the professional people in the social media. And I think that the biggest benefit of joining these societies is the creation of global network. Whenever they are the people around you and globally, they are sharing something in social media, they are like writing some posts, you can see from them what people are learning, what they are doing, what they do in order to be up to date. Because as I say, energy sector, they are always day by day they are improving. Every day they, you see that yesterday the solar panel efficiency, it was 70%, but 17%, today is 19%. So they are always in competition, all these factories for the solar panels. Every day the geopolitics change and the price for these renewables are always change. So you always need to be up to date with your knowledge. You need to know what is the actual problems, and for this I think the only thing is to follow the professionals and also to join the professional societies, to enlarge your network and see what people in energy sector is doing, what companies are doing, which kind of project they are implementing in the world globally. We see every day they are uh, doing a lot of, let's say, improvement in even in wind turbine installation. They are everything is changed, even their blades, the material of their blades is becoming, I mean, recyclable. Before it was not like this. So yeah, every day is energy sector is improving. So need to be up to date, and this you can do only by following these societies and also people who are professional in this sector. This is my opinion.
I totally agree to that,
Yeah.
and it's a very important message that you have given right now in this second or in this minute. I fully agree to what you have said because, as you said, our sector is continuously changing or improving, and it is very important to keep yourself updated. And
Mm.
I always follow the same path as you're doing, like constant learning and keeping myself updated by following professionals in social media and hearing their opinion about what is happening in the industry and how the industry is going to move forward in the future. And that's where you get a lot of information, and that information is actually important in your career enhancement. And I
Yeah, of
can
course. Yeah.
this resonates very well.
Yeah, of course. Yes, for sure.
But what is the factor that is keeping you motivated in your work and also this association with different organizations? Of course, learning is there, which you and I both uh, enjoy it. But
Yeah.
apart from that, what is the factor that is keeping you motivated?
Yeah, I think before, yeah, it was like learning. I mean, I love my job actually. I love my work, and I'm getting very inspired of doing not the regular work. You know, it's not like our work is not like a regular. Today you have this paper, and tomorrow you have same paper to fill or some Excel spreadsheet. It's not like this. Every day you learn something new, and it's not the same as it was yesterday. So I think this not regular condition, it makes me motivated, and every day I go to work to see some new equipment, some new condition. Every day you face new problems that is doesn't depend on you but affects also your project. That's why I think is motivating me to work further. But then I think also the big impact is my family and my son, who is 7 years now, and I want to be as an example for him in the future. When he grow up, I want to see him as a good example, and I want to see him proud of me and trying to be a person that I also proud of him. Of course, for sure. I mean, they are our children. We are always proud of him or proud of them whenever they go, and always support. But I think now is becoming more priority for me to be like a good example for my son as a professional. I'm not telling like mother or person because
No,
it's
no, no.
like,
When I
yep.
had this motherly feeling into that statement, so till now I have been hearing the powerful I know, but then when it came to this, yeah, a little bit calm down. Mother, I know right now.
Yeah, mother, I know. Yeah, yeah. Of course, I mean, as a mother and a person, I mean, I can't change so much, but as a professional, I still can change a lot of things, and I really want him to be proud of me when he will grow up and be more inside the society, and to
I'm
have
sure he
like a
will.
model to see. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, with this kind of dedication and the motivation that you have for yourself, I think it's truly going to happen.
We'll see. I hope in that time we will still keep in touch after 20 years.
20, that's too long. Probably it would happen even before that. Yeah. Once he
Yeah,
turns 18, at least, right?
yeah, in 11 years. And then we will watch this video to see what we achieve, yes,
Uh,
in next 10 years.
so with
Yeah.
the constant motivation within you and also the motivation that you're giving to the other young engineers, uh, what do you think can be done in order to retain women in the energy sector? You have motivated them, you have brought them into the energy sector. No, uh, what would you do in order to retain them?
I think we need to talk too much, really. In the from the school, we need to enlarge the number of programs at the schools, and even I think we need to go back to the more, like, let's say, not for the schools in the eighth class or seventh level of the class. We need to go more junior level. We need to promote, let's say, engineering for the children, and here also we have some courses engineering for children, and before I didn't see girls there, but now in let's say starting from last 2 years I see that when they are posting some videos online in social media or in YouTube, I see that children, girls, they are also going to that course, robotics, engineering, like children.
Okay.
So they are becoming more, the number of them is increasing. So I think we need uh, to work more with society together with these programs for the schools and for the children, to make them know about what is engineering. For example, when I was at school, if somebody asked me what you want to do in the future, I could say only doctor, for example, because doctor or teacher, because this is the professional that we know only. We didn't know. I mean, okay, my family had engineers, but other children, they just know police, police for boys, and
People whom we commonly see.
yeah, teachers and doctors for the girls. This was the only professions that we know around. That's why now we just need to increase the knowledge between the children, that there is also another profession like engineers. They are working in a lot of sectors, aerospace, I don't know, is I think this is the most interested one for the children. So we need to talk a lot and increase the number of programs for the children's schools, and of course for the at the universities also.
I was wondering, is it possible to clone you and send it to all the countries?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just joking. But yeah, it would be
Yeah, I
good if
understood.
people like you are there in every region.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you see, now I can just talk to more people, help, I mean, with the assistance of IEEE, with the support of IEEE, I can tell my words to more people globally, not like only in Azerbaijan. I hope that a lot of people will watch at our video, and I know if with this video we can motivate at least 10,
Exactly. Like,
young
I think
women.
it
It
would.
is already even one is an impact. And
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I keep saying. Like, whenever I take a session, there might be like 10 people or 20 people or even 30 in the participant list. But then, if at least one person gets benefited out of that, it's a success.
Yeah, it's a success, really. Yeah, it's a big success to us.
So, I know, do you think, are there any kind of specific skills that young female engineers should be possessing or developing in order to maintain their visibility in the organization?
Yeah, they need to be always. They need to be lifelong learners. This is the first thing, and they need to be curious. This is what my line manager told me when I just entered the work. He told me that you need to be curious if you want to go further. If you see something new, it's something new, but you need to be passionate. You need to
Mm.
be curious, and you need to learn every day. Whenever you have, let's say, 1 hour like free time, you just take some new newspapers or something new in this sector in your related to your background. Try to read what's happening around you, what's happening in the world, and of course this will for sure motivate you to uh, learn more about these new things. So I think curiosity and passion is the thing that can take you further in your career.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
somehow feel that I am your clone right now.
You also think like this? No, I'm really happy that we are in the same opinion, we are in the same side of view. It's very good. Yes.
No, no, it's exactly the same statement which I said to my friend. I think yesterday we were talking about this learning part, and then she was asking me like, "How are you finding time to learn all these things?" And I said, "Okay, when I'm having a coffee, I read. When I'm sitting simply, I read. Whenever I feel like taking a break from work." I didn't skim through LinkedIn or other stuff. So I simply Google around the topics that I'm interested in. You're like, okay, now what you're saying is exactly the same thing.
And also sharing. Whenever I learn something new, I tell to my colleagues, do you know there is something like this? Oh, really? They are also becoming more interested on this. And I see that then they are also asking questions. But what about this? I mean, something related. And I think that if it's something new, of course, it's possible that I don't know the answer to that question. And I also start to Google it and to see what is the question answer to that question. So and of course is I mean new thing that you learn at that time. So whenever you learn something, you need to share to others, and it really makes sense.
True. I agree to that also. And uh, for me, it's not through personal connections, but at least I do that through LinkedIn.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes, of course you need to always. I also didn't know that. I mean, you need to be active in social media, but then I heard this from our IEEE, like one of our IEEE presidents, John McDonald. He told that you always need to be in the Powering the Future Summit. I heard this advice from him that you always need to be active in social media. And he said that he never applied for any vacancy. He always received job offers because
Okay.
Yeah, because of his social media, because he has all this background in the social media clearly written in LinkedIn. So
Okay.
it was like lighting
Practice
in my
it.
mind. Yeah, yeah, and I started to share also, and this is what I also advice to Juliana, that Juliana, we need to our my mentee in the program. I tell her that let's do also some posts for you. I mean, you need to share also your I mean achievements. This
Yeah,
is
the art
good
of
to
storytelling.
share. Yeah, if you don't share, for example, how people can know, I
Mm.
mean, what you achieve, you need to tell. This is you who need to tell. Nobody
Yeah,
will tell you instead of you. How can I know if Preeti install, let's say, 4 wind turbines if she doesn't tell me?
yeah, I can imagine. Yes, I mean, you don't have to be hesitant in expressing your success or achievement.
Exactly, exactly. Yes.
Oh my God, I just realized we crossed 1 hour and it's almost time. I think if this continues, we would still be talking and talking and talking.
We can talk offline. Don't worry.
True. Otherwise, we would be boring the viewers.
Yes.
But then, yeah, before winding up, any final remarks from your side for our young engineers?
Yeah, I can tell that you need to our young engineers try to use every opportunity. Whenever you see that there is for call for ambassadors, there is a webinar that the subject you are interested in. Always try to register. And of course, for example, I'm always doing like this. If there is a webinar that I see that it's about renewables or oil and gas, I'm always registering and putting my timeline. If in that time I'm free, I can attend. Of course, I join and attend because we have everything in order to attend these
Mm.
webinars. We have our calendar and our phone. We have internet. We have Wi-Fi everywhere. So you don't have any any excuses to tell that, oh no, I didn't have time, or I was just entertaining, or something like this. You need to learn, even if you are, I have 1 hour way to work and 1 hour back. So if there is some webinar in that time, I'm always listening to it on the way. It's on the way, I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting in the bus. So I'm using this time for myself, let's say. That's why is the only thing that I can, the main thing in my view, that we need to use every opportunity, and in the end we will get the result for sure. We need to always learn. We always need to ask questions. Whenever we have a doubt, we always need to ask questions in order to learn. And I still remember, I don't know how it was in your case. I didn't have internet in my house like 10 years, not 10 years, let's say 15 years ago. We didn't have Wi-Fi then, 15
Yeah,
years
it
ago.
was the same, I think.
Yeah, it was you call it dial-up internet. It was
Ah, yes.
very, yeah, very low speed. Whenever you want to download some, even some small PDFs,
Hmm.
they were downloading like during 1 hour. So in order to get one PDF book, you just need to wait for 1 hour. And in that case, because you join the telephone to the network, whenever somebody is calling, the downloading process will be interrupted. So then you need to download again. So it was nightmare at that time with no
But if you really
internet,
think about it,
nothing.
it's actually a nightmare.
Yeah, yeah, and all these smartphones, nothing we had at that time. So now, for the people in 15 years, I mean, the people in their like younger age, they need to use this opportunity. I mean, that we didn't have 15 years ago. So this is the main thing I wanted to highlight to all the people, not only female engineers, but everybody in the world, all young people.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important. As you said, when you have the opportunity, you'll definitely have to make utilization of it. Otherwise, you may not get this later on, and it might be a regret that, okay, I mean, maybe at that point of time, if I had taken that opportunity and did something useful, it would have been better. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Which thanks, Ainur, and it's been really wonderful to see you again, to talk to you so much like this. Thanks again, at least formally, on behalf of IEEE Power and Energy Society Young Professionals Women in Power. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be on this talk show and sharing a lot of information, and also inspiring myself and also the viewers out there. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much, Preeti, for your invitation, and also IEEE PS, YP Society, and IEEE Women in Engineering. This is, I mean, for me, it's always honor to be a part of IEEE program, and as much as I can, I will try to do for IEEE and also other societies in order to get to reach more people and to have my voice delivered to others globally, and also of course within my country, and of course represent my country among all other perfect countries.
No, no, no,
So thank you very
nobody
much.
is perfect.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for another programs. So whenever it is, just give me a call or
Sure, I would do
write
that. I would
write
be more
in
than happy to
WhatsApp.
do that.
Type in WhatsApp, and I will immediately get back to you if I am on time. Let's say. Thank you very much, Preeti. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. And to all our viewers, thanks for joining, and see you on the next episode. Bye bye.
See you. Bye. Bye.